All right, so this is going to be well, obviously it's pre-record. This is something, instead of just flipping on a live stream where, it could turn into some 2-hour thing and I could get lost down the different pathways that I take. I want to just do a pre-record and try to focus on a couple things. Number one, I want to promote my guy Terry Tips. Motherfuckers act like they forgot about Tips. Smile Up Terry. I think I'm gonna title this that. Smile Up Terry. There's only 30 of us. We are an elite group of subscribers. He put all his skits on one channel, and that channel is called Smile Up Terry. And I'm mentioning Mr. Terry Tips himself because I still go back into Terry Tips when I'm looking for motivation and positivity. And I've been going and allowing myself to go negative a lot more, including a lot of different things. So I was doing a bit of that this morning to get me motivated to go out and actually work. The other thing I want to say is about work in general. Work, everything's what you make it, right? Work is not necessarily suffering. And work absolutely does not have to be suffering. All right? Man, I should have taken some notes. But they've actually done studies. Your body physiologically, we're designed that when we're hungry, when we're getting to the point of starvation, not just hungry like Americans get hungry like starving, neglected street children, or starving like people without access to clean food and water type starving. You get hyper focused on the one thing that your body needs, and all your stressors and everything like that coalesce around focusing your mind on everything is about food. Everything you think about is about food. But we can trick our minds to do that about almost any subject, and money, even though it's this ethereal thing that the value is no intrinsic value, it's only what we believe and assign the value to. Money, we can stress ourselves out to the point where every conversation and every thought we have is around money because the scarcity, the fact that we don't have it or we feel we don't have it. But money is this thing that just comes and goes. And what I try to do is, instead of thinking about the money and thinking about the bills and allowing the weight of, because I've done all this. Listen, I've done all this where it's like check to check and you're worried. I'm still doing that, honestly. In a practical reality, in a practical sense, I'm still living deposit to deposit. But I don't focus on it anymore. And I don't allow that weight of, I'm responsible for all these people, even though I say that in my videos and stuff. I got to do it my way because I got to pay a mortgage and 2 car payments and I'm responsible for 4 human beings and all that good shit, right? Even though I still blow it up like that to try and justify, being a little bit aggressive or asking for more or demanding more or, kind of pushing the next guy out of the way so I can get more. Myself personally, I don't focus on that anymore, because instead of thinking about the things that are going to get you out of that hole, you're just kind of focusing, you're hyper focused, and all your thoughts are consumed with those worries. And you're not able to open your eyes and say, I could take advantage of this opportunity or that opportunity, and I feel myself getting pulled back into that. So I wanted to make this video, and this video is going to be a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, I think. But so I guess what's my strategy for that? Work is not suffering. And I don't mean that in terms of different types of work are not suffering, or you could make a change and it's not suffering. I know it sounds flowery and it sounds like bullshit, and I absolutely believed it was bullshit at one time. But I've been able to do more with my time and my work and my life thinking this way, what I'm about to say. It's a frame of reference. It's a state of mind. The simplest thing you can do is just not keep assigning suffering to the work. Look at the things that you enjoy, that are actually happening, that you enjoy. The conversations, if it's rideshare, or even delivery. The exercise, if it's delivery and packages. The sense of accomplishment and value in the world, even if you're just sitting in a cubicle all day pushing papers, pushing a pencil, shuffling papers and all that stuff. You can think about the things, the activities that you're doing in a different context to recognize that, yes, there's value to it. There's obviously value to it, or somebody wouldn't pay you to be doing it. All right? And it's just it's a mental exercise to just stop placing suffering on the work. Just take a breath, get away from it, look at it in a different context. And then that'll allow you, stepping away from the suffering of the work, stepping away from the exhaustion of the work and the nervousness of the work and the stress of the work. Just, step away from it and be like, you know what? I do this every day. I know what this is. You know what? Right now, just so I can step away from the suffering, I'm just going to go through the motions. I'm going to go through the motions. I'm not going to make it mean anything. I'm not going to get emotionally involved in it. I'm just going to go through the motions because I know enough about what I do that I can just simply go through the motions and still get through my day successfully. That's step one. You just remove yourself from it and go through the motions and go through your day and get the work done. Then step two is, what is it about this that got me into it that I enjoy? What is it about this that I do still find redeeming? Not just the money, but the actual interactions. You know what? I actually like that coworker. You know what? I actually like going to that restaurant. You know what? I actually like 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 of the passengers I get, because, all the things that I do enjoy about the conversations I have with them. I'm a people person. I get to be funny. I get to have that feedback, that positive feedback, that somebody acknowledges me and likes me and enjoys my company, right? If it's rideshare. That's step two, looking at the positive aspects of the thing. And then step three, and looking at the positive aspects and sharing those positive aspects. I guess that's step 2.5, right? That's step 2.5 is starting to share that nature that you look at and you absorb and you enjoy. You take that in and you enjoy. Actually feel that enjoyment of the shit that you like about work. Work is accomplishment, man. Work is a necessary condition of human beings. Even if we weren't dealing with money, even if we never assigned a value to a glittery stone, glittery gold stone, even if we never did any of that shit, you gotta move your body to feed yourself. You gotta exercise your mind to form your environment, to conform your environment around you to a way where you can survive, right? It's a natural condition. Work. Find the aspects of it that you enjoy, feel that fucking enjoyment, and then start to share that enjoyment with the people around you. And that'll get you to step three, which is opportunities will start to be attracted to you because people will feel that enjoyment and people will be attracted to that enjoyment. And people will want that enjoyment in a person who enjoys the condition of work that we all have to engage in. They're going to want that person around them when they work. So that'll give you opportunities. And then because you're not stressed out and because you are enjoying yourself and because you got this, you can go through the motions and you're just getting shit done without it necessarily meaning anything or weighing you down. Because all of these things are happening, you'll start being able to open your eyes to the opportunities that are coming right at you. Because people are going to be naturally attracted to the state of mind you are and the relationship you have with your work. All right? And then you can take advantage of those opportunities. And then that's growth, man. I guess that's step 4 is growth. And then step 5, that's on you, man. That's whatever it is that you want to get out of the world, because then you got your free time for that. And I will say one other thing. I should have said this earlier so I could leave on that positive note, but I do want to include it in the video, is when you're scheduling yourself, when you're setting up your activities, when you're setting up all your work and all that stuff, you know, do the best you can to suck the marrow out of all the opportunities that you have, to get the very most out of all the opportunities that you have, and try your very best and your very hardest to set it up. And when you fail, like when you actually fail, just accept that and turn it into something else. Turn it into time with your friends and family, turn it into leisure, turn it into being able to watch a little bit of content on the internet or the television in a constrained, in an organized time. I set this block of time aside for work and to make money and to move forward. I failed to accomplish that block of time for that use. That's okay. I have an opportunity for this block of time to use it for whatever I want. Whatever I want. You know what I mean? And I don't mean, when I say fail, I don't mean, I don't feel like doing this today. Oh, I don't really like that. Oh, all these things happened last week and I feel like they're going to happen this week. So I'm just going to set that aside and I'm going to get on YouTube for the next 7 hours. That's not what I mean. I mean, organize your days, organize your weeks, and work this week as hard as you can so that next week looks exactly how you want it. Exactly how you want it work-wise. See, speaking of work, I'm always working, even when I'm doing this mess. And yeah, I'm gonna take that one. So work this week to get next week to look like what you want. And when you absolutely fail and you no longer have the opportunity to make that section of time, those 2 hours, those 4 hours on a Wednesday for next week, I failed to make those 4 hours on a Wednesday for next week be exactly what I want, that I know will make me money. Now you have an opportunity to put whatever you want in that time. You know? So, yeah. Flip on the Terry Tips, or whoever it is that motivates you. Try to avoid the naysayers and the negativity and all that stuff and people that are shitting on your work. People, listen, what are you going to gain? I understand the complaint and all that stuff so that you can bring it to the surface and clean it off. But what are you really going to gain if you focus on the people that are shitting all over the work that you do and they don't do any of that work themselves any fucking way? You know what I'm saying? So listen to the people that motivate you. Go through those steps. Divorce yourself, separate yourself from the suffering of your work, and simply go through the motions and remove the suffering and the emotional attachment to it. Look at the positivity. Look at the positive, what it is that you actually enjoy about your work, what you get out of it, the people around you, the opportunities that are there, and then share that experience of joy in your work. Share that experience of joy with the people around you, everybody you come in contact with, and the joy, and share the things that you enjoy about your work with those people. Take advantage of the opportunities that are going to start coming to you. You know what I mean? And then I forget what step 4 was. But, and then your eyes will be open to be able to grow. Yeah, I guess I'll say I'm there. He wants to know if I'm there. And, you know, you gotta have a schedule. You gotta have a plan. And when you need to work that plan as hard as you can. But when you fail, it's not like this, failure. It's another opportunity. You failed to make that part of your next week look the way you want it to look. So now that's a blank canvas. You can do whatever you want with that time. And this is a conversation I needed to have with myself and Mr. Terry Tips. You know, watching some skits just for humor, and then watching some of his videos on his Proper Terry Tips channel. for you know that motivation where he's giving you the diamonds and all that good stuff, and then having this conversation. These are things that we need. These are things that we need. You know what I mean? So I hope it helped. I'm over 15. I'll catch you guys later. You know me. I'm gonna be streaming unless it's absolutely fire busy. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble already. Look at me. Have a good one.